6.
And as Jack Jones tries to mount this comeback, what he needs to remember is if he takes this one ball at a time, potentially one frame at a time, you just never know.
7.
Remember back to 1985, John, when Steve Davis led Dennis Taylor 8-0 and came back to win. It's happened before. And all comebacks have to start somewhere.
Decided to play for the pink there because he wanted the pink on its spot and in the middle of the table.
13.
A high-valued scoring ball. And he's okay on this red. He can just reach. Is he still on the brown? He must be. I don't see disappointment on his face. It nearly went wrong.
$18. 19.
10-4 win over Zhang Anda to kick things off for Jack Jones, followed by Si Jui. And then the giant killing started, beat Judd Trump 13-9 in the quarters. And last night, 17-12 against Stuart Bingham. And he's been
25.
the man of the tournament in some regards. Certainly the surprise package of the tournament, you could say, for the last couple of years. Got to the quarterfinals here last year. It's gone missing ever since. And what a way to re-emerge.
$26.
You can clearly see that red just below the pink is available to both corner pockets. But has landed absolutely inch perfect to play for it in the same pocket as the pink now.
$32. 33.
Just underscrewed that slightly. He wanted a better angle on this pink because he wanted to play for a red to the left corner. He's too straight on the pink. So he's going to have to play one for the right corner, which wasn't the plan.
And this was Kyren's miss, and you'd have to say
39.
pretty poor. He wasn't anywhere near that pot. He'd split the reds far and wide. That won't give him good thoughts at all. Despite being 7-1 up, he missed that by some distance.
And that was the problem. You see, he's using the rest. He wanted to make certain of the red to get good position. To get that cue ball a bit further to the right of the table, it needed a bit of left-hand side. He's out of position slightly now. So a big shot needed here. This is not straightforward. There it is, the Crucible Theatre in all its glory. So before he plays this shot, he's got to make his mind up which red am I playing on? Don't be halfway through the shot and think, well, make certain of the pink. Make your decision now. Oh, wonderful shot. Decided to screw off the side cushion now. Anything but straight on this red. He needs an angle. If he's got a slight angle, easy to play
46.
for the black. He has. Just enough.
$47.
So this black to go 40 points in front. Could get over the winning line with 2 more reds after this black and high value colours. And that'll do nicely.
He's taken these really well, hasn't he, JV? He's taken this break
54.
really well.
Yeah, you can't help but be impressed with the way he's gone about this. Having to play up for the blue. Just a nice angle on the blue. Yeah, played it
55.
well. And it'd been easy in a shot like that, a little bit of tension in the arm to overhit that. But he's landed nicely on it. Needs to run, doesn't want to be hampered. He's okay.
60.
So red pink, red black, and he'll be at snookers required.
$61.
Very solid this has been. Well played. 54 points to lead, 51 remaining. We said all the balls were open, no need to play any cannon. The chance was there, but
68.
it's easier said than done.
$69.
Yeah, just overstretching. I'll forgive him because the
75.
frame was over. 61 points to lead, 43 remaining.
Foul. Jack Jones 75, Kyren Wilson 4.
What a contribution that was from Jack Jones. If Kyren Wilson needs any reminding, he's got a match on and he's prepared to stand up and fight. 7-2, Kyren Wilson.
He played that beautifully. He screwed off the side cushion. It was played with positivity. It was one of those shots you could drop him, but no, he played the correct shot and played it really well.
Great start, Jack Jones, the qualifier from Cwmbran in Wales.
Thank you.
Break off from Kyren. Seems to leave that obligatory half ball pot to this right corner. There is a path back to the ball, Ken, so not a lot of pressure on this, but needs it in. Got it! Needs to stop short of the ball line. Will it slow up? It has.
How well did he hit this? He hadn't potted a long ball in the match to this point. He'd missed all 3 that he'd gone for. But it's the next shot that's the most important, and he played that really, really well. And he's got first chance here. And the reception he got, John, when that long red went in, the support
4.
in the room for a comeback. If he gets on a roll here, the crowd get behind you. Funny things can happen in this theatre.
5.
Key red to this visit has got to be the one just to the left of the black. Because it's there, it's just making the black only available to the right corner. Now he's got a chance, roll this red in, get nicely on the black and get rid of that red to the left of the black. That's just looking 2 or 3 shots ahead. Pink spot not available. Paul Collier doing the final this year. He's hanging up his gloves, so to speak, after this tournament. So a fitting end to a great career for Paul. Always been one of our top referees.
$12.
So no other red will do here. Play for the one to the left of the black. Now he's on it. This clears the black spot.
19. $20.
I put that circle up there because he would love to get the cue ball into it so he can pop the next red, smash into the pack and retain position on the black. He can go the other side of the table as well in the mirrored position, which is what he's actually playing, I think. But low on the next red is key, and then the reds can go everywhere. He doesn't want to be too straight on this red because then he can't play that shot. It looks like he's
27.
perfectly straight. Yeah, that was a bit of a messy one, that black.
28.
I always feel with this type of shot, you just want to avoid it in the second ball full, because it's like hitting a brick wall. Anyway, you won't be holding back on this. Oh, but whatever you do, don't miss the pot.
Jack Jones, 28.
Well, he may have had a bit of good fortune here.
Just as he was building up a bit of a head of steam here in this session. 75 to kick things off with, a good split there, and who knows, he could have won this frame at that visit as well. That would have set a marker for Kyren Wilson. Just shot himself in the foot there.
But yeah, that was a kind run of the ball for Jack. He's going to need that. The situation he's in, he's going to need everything to go right for him. I think particularly early on in this session, until he gets a proper foothold in the match. Can't get past the brown to play the pot on this red on the left-hand side of the table. I think he can get past the green. Not to pot this red on the right-hand side, but offers him the containing safety shot. As you see, can't get to the potting angle. So half ball off the side cushion, nestle to the top cushion. I think trying to get back to baulk, too risky.
I never like that shot, John, I've got to be honest, because he stick the red near the middle. Now, I'm not sure whether that does go from there, but it was ever so risky. I preferred your shot.
Well, I thought he'd have played my shot. Maybe he was concerned about that red to the left of the blue may have been possible. The way Kyren's getting down, it still is. No. Turned it down. The red to the right middle. So 2 mistakes from Jack, and they've not cost him. Bit pacey with that safety. Got to find the baulk cushion. He knows it.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Kyren Wilson handles things tonight in this session. Think back to his final in 2020 against O'Sullivan. He wasn't supposed to win that one, but he's supposed to win this. And with this massive advantage, if Jack Jones can just ebb away at that, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Kyren. He's got all the shots. Doesn't want the cannon on the blue. Good return. Very good.
Yeah, excellent. And that's why I said about Jack Jones, you've got to find the baulk cushion. He didn't find it. Kyren has. And Jack, with a tough safety shot in front of him now. Well played. Very well played.
Yeah, and if Kyren can't get to the red by the right-hand middle pocket, he's in trouble here. This isn't straightforward. He can't hit that red, so if he's playing thin off these reds near the pink spot or the one nearest this right corner, this has to be super thin.
Just shows you that good safety shot forced an error. Can he make the most of it? He comes to the table 28 points in front. As Sean said, it had to be so fine. I suppose the worst thing for Kyren, hit that red and knocked it on. Pink and black are available, but a precise positional shot needed to get them in play, you would have thought.
1.
Well, he couldn't risk it. He's played for the blue. He knew he'd have the wrong side of the blue, but as I always say, if you're going to be wrong side, be well the wrong side. Give yourself plenty of room to manoeuvre. Just got to avoid a baulk colour. Perfectly
6.
played.
Beautiful angle on this red now, nearest the cue ball to pot it, run into the one that's covering the pink spot, leaving him on the pink.
7.
Yes, and I'm just looking, Sean. That red just to the right of the black. I think that might go to the right corner. So he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball.
Well, it's a great chance, isn't it? Let's call it as it is. He should win this frame here. What a start that would be to the night for Jack Jones. It would be absolutely the start he'd been thinking about since the first session finished. Get out there, get a chance, one visit.
13.
He did that in the first frame. This is his second chance in this frame, and it's absolutely not the start to the night that Kyren Wilson was looking for.
Well, he nearly went wrong. But once again, always look at the player. If you see him pulling a face, you know it has gone wrong, but no reaction, so he's on the black.
$21. $22.
Stephen was saying in the studio he thought this afternoon he was playing a bit too quick, was Jack. That can happen when you're nervous. But he's got a nice tempo tonight. And now 57
29.
points the lead. Couple of reds, couple of blacks or pinks. And it'll be snookers required.
30.
Yeah, and whilst we're talking about him being nervous, let's not forget, he's every right to be nervous. Every single day in the last week or so has been the biggest day of his life in snooker terms, as he's broke new ground with every victory. Found himself in the quarters, match last year, found himself in the semis, and now he's in the final. He's entitled to be nervous.
Well, a little shake of the head,
37.
but he cued that well. He was too straight on the black. It's a quick glance at the scoreboard. Only this red needed to go 66 points ahead with 59 remaining. And once again, right in the heart of the pocket. Now he's coming to develop the pink.
Listen to the crowd. They want a fight back.
$44. $45.
He looks a completely different player this evening than he did this afternoon.
$52.
We'll see the pot success difference between session 1 and session 2. Well, that miss won't have helped things. There's another concession from Kyren Wilson, and with that break of 52 and the 75 in the first of the evening, Jack Jones, he's on the march, but he trails 7-3.
Who's he beaten, John? I mean, he's actually got some amazing scores.
He's beat 3 fantastic Chinese players. Yo Long, he's beat Si Jiawei, he's beat Zhang Gander, he's beat Judd Trump.
World number 2.
World number 2. He's beat the 2015 world champion Stuart Bingham. He's played over 20 hours more than Kyren, and here he is, and he's found a bit of form.
And he's back in the match.
Well, the break off. Decent cue ball. But this red that Kyren left Jack in the last frame is available to him, to this right corner. You always get a good line back to the ball, Ken, so he approached that shot with confidence, but Kyren be a little bit disappointed he missed it. And just looking at the situation, this red that's sort of left of the pink near the left middle pocket, it's worth having a go at this. I think the only red you could leave is this one, if it doesn't go in. Once again with that long pot, that was a long way off. See, if you play that shot and you get in the jaws, the red stays at this end of the table. Once you're that far away with the pot, it runs loose. Now, what has he left? Blue has just come to his rescue on this straightish red, but there's another red to the left corner. Yeah, good shot. Cue ball needs to slow up, and will.
1.
Put that circle up there. He'd love to get in there in a couple of shots' time, maybe off the next colour or in a few shots if you can get on that red by the black. Have the angle to stun the one next door to it out of the way. He could be off and running here. That right there
Kyren Wilson, 4.
is one of the worst pieces of cueing from Kyren Wilson we've seen all tournament. What a miss this was. Came right across it. Way right of centre on the cue ball, pushes the cue ball offline. Didn't get it in the jaws.
Well, there you see, possibility of a plant, but that doesn't show the gap that's between the two reds. But any snooker player will tell you when your opponent misses pots like that, that in itself can give you a bit of confidence, takes a bit of pressure off you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you just tuned in and there were no names on the scoreboard, you'd think that man on your screen was the one behind on what we've seen so far tonight. Hasn't come out and started the match as if he won 7 of the 8 frames this afternoon. Maybe a bit nervous, maybe those expectation levels have changed. He's not been punished that time, and he has been left this sitter of a red to the left middle. Maybe just one shot too many there.
Yeah, and the last couple of long pots he's played, he's been way off the mark. Sometimes you've got to recognise the way things are going. You know, it's his choice, but it wouldn't have been mine to take that red on. Not with what's gone before.
No, and of course, Kyren is the one with the lead. He might not have come out tonight firing all cylinders just yet, but he will eventually get going if Jack keeps throwing him these chances. He's going to start getting them sooner or later.
Six.
Well, that little flick on the pink was unintentional. So he's having a look to see if he can get position on the black, but he's got to be pinpoint. Didn't want the kiss on the pink.
Seven.
Played it well.
Talk about feeling a bit anxious and a bit nervous out there. One of the things Kyren has in his favour is such a repeatable
14.
automatic technique. Always has the same amount of waggles, stands the same on every shot. He does everything the same and it works. So when you're out there and your head starts spinning and you get a bit nervous, your technique takes care of itself. You don't have to think about that working. You know it's going to work most of the time.
As most frames, it will be decided on the split. That cluster of reds in the middle of the table, he can't do it without those being in the open.
23.
So when does he go into them? Sooner rather than later? Maybe the top red goes to the left corner pocket. His choice.
That's not as played. He played the gap there thinking the cue ball would feed into the cluster.
30.
Broke free and he's got this mid-distance red, but don't forget he missed a much easier one than this earlier in this frame. Bit of a test to this tonight. He used all the pocket, but it's there.
31.
Wow, that's two pots that could easily have been missed. When that hit the near jaw, I didn't think that was
38.
going. It scrambled in though.
$39.
So as you said earlier, John, this is all about the split, isn't it? He will need at least one of those reds that's stuck together, that little pyramid.
46.
He might find himself in a couple of shots with an angle to split the reds using that last red. Pink in the middle of the table as a good reserve ball. Well, that's a few shots down the line. If he's got the angle on the blue, he could play the cannon now, just gently onto the top red of that cluster. You'd think he'd be on the loose red, should it go wrong. Well, he's hit that red full in the nose. Absolutely perfectly played. Couldn't have played this any better.
52.
And he's plumb on this red. And now he's just a few pots away from steadying the ship and extending his lead.
53.
Yeah, he went for a risky red, and it's cost him dear.
Yeah, this was the red. Don't blame him for going for it, but maybe should have thought
60.
about where the cue ball would finish should I miss it. If he could have left the cue ball near the side cushion for the yellow to the green pocket, that would have been fairly safe. Instead, he went for it full-bloodedly, and it has cost him this frame.
$61.
The applause from this knowledgeable Crucible audience
66.
telling you he's at the Snooker's required stage. Already he's made 2
67.
centuries in this final. Chance of a third, although he's wrong side of the blue.
72.
Yeah, and this is the benefit of having
73.
such a good first session, isn't it? Jack Jones has come out all guns blazing tonight. And for a moment, it looked like momentum had turned, but Kyren Wilson here benefiting from being so far ahead. Could weather the storm, and now, as we said he would, he has started to play properly.
77. $78. $85.
Started this match in amazing fashion with that beautiful break
86.
of 129. Followed it in frame 6 with a 125. He'd love to add a third century to his tally so far in this match. He's going to need some shot here on this last red with the rest.
$92.
They say he's good with the rest, and that's why. What a tremendous pot that was. Clean as a whistle. So we tried to get in a player's head and think what happened in the first two frames.
98.
This will put him right back on track. Well played.
100.
Beautiful. Compiled. A couple of reds and a black early on that struggled in, but this has been very solid from Kyren.
103. $107.
Well, he knew he had a game on, obviously, but he knows now, can't make mistakes. Kyren's playing too well. You can't keep gifting him chances.
112.
And maybe cut out those risky shots.
118.
Wonderful break from Kyren Wilson. The shot with the rest on the last red was a thing of beauty. Back to 5 frames in front, 8-3.
It was brilliantly explained, and then it all went pear-shaped. However, it's not pear-shaped at all for Kyren Wilson, because an emphatic return to form. This is the most prolific performance of the whole championship from him. It's his 3rd century of this match so far.
Thank you,
Back to the
frame
goal.
12.
Still chuckling
Kyren
about
Wilson
that.
to break.
There'll be a mid-session interval after this. I would have thought Sean, in his mind, treat every, 4 frames before an interval, just try and win them 3-1. He's still got a chance of that.
Absolutely, 100%. And I'm sure he would have come out with that mindset. Win this first mini session, 3-1, 4-0. And I feel like I'm back in the match. Trailed by 6 when they came out tonight. If he wins this frame, he'd be trailing by 4. And his little break of 15 minutes at the interval will be all the sweeter. Of course, the problem is, John, isn't it, that, whilst we're talking about what Jack Jones might be thinking or what he might not be thinking, Kyren Wilson knows that as well. And he edits his shot choice based on that as well. He's in the mix as well, isn't he? And he can choose and he tailor his shots based on how he thinks Jack's feeling.
Yeah, and let's look at the circumstance. Every player's dream to win the World Championship. And Kyren will be excited Went for the cross double. Where's the red running? Where's the cue ball running? Well, a tricky red to the middle, but it's half a chance. Yeah, and I agree with what Stephen Hendry said in the studio. The fact that he'd be coming here as a big favourite, and then to get the start he did, you know, I suppose you could pinch yourself really the way it was all going so sweet, but we know that he's, you know, you've still got to keep your eye on the ball. Oh, tremendous pot.
1.
What a shot that was, by the way. This would be hard enough to pot if you were right behind it, let alone stunning it in round the angles for Brown. Well played. Now, down for the loose red by the black. Needs that cue ball to run on. Yeah, that's okay.
5.
Already looking at which red he wants to smash into off the black in a shot's time. Needs a nice low angle on this next black. He's really going to have to nip into the back of this cue ball to get the spin on to avoid cannoning into the black.
Well, he's got the angle. I think with these, you've got to try and hit the reds and get the cue ball to separate from them. So you want to catch one of the outside ones half ball, open them up and let the cue ball run into the middle of the table, probably off a side cushion. No, he hit it too full. He hit it too full. You hit it full, it's like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah, no, he played that wrong, didn't he? You can see the cue ball runs into the first red and he's got so much backspin on it, it goes backwards. And that cue ball needed more topspin on to plough through the reds and into the middle of the table. That wasn't unlucky. That was a bad shot.
Jack Jones, 13.
But as I always say, if you pot the ball, you get to play the next shot. Who's going to get next chance? A vital safety exchange coming up.
Kyren's just been up to look at that top end of the table. If he can clip off this pack, put the cue ball up there, well, he's not playing it, but he had a look. He could have put the cue ball in that circle there. That would have snookered Jack on the red past the green. It would have put him in a lot of trouble, actually. Not sure why he didn't play that.
I suppose he was a little bit concerned he might leave the red. But as we were just talking before about Kyren with his lead, you know, you don't want to get too negative with it and think, well, as long as I don't make any silly mistakes.
No, because it's the football analogy, isn't it? If you sit back, if your team gets ahead and sit back and invite your opponents to attack you, you're just asking for trouble. Once you get that lead, you've got to keep running off into the distance.
Covered the red that might have been potable. It's not straightforward here for Jack to get a good safety. In fact, he's looking to come off 2 cushions and nestle into the back of this cluster. I don't see a return to balk, which makes it dangerous. There's a gap, obviously, but not one.
No, but because he had ball contact on one of those reds, that means he 3 misses and you'll get warned rule comes into effect. So whatever he chooses here, he's only going to get 2 goes at it before he gets warned. But it is worth being a bit creative here and trying to do something. He's in a lot of trouble here.
So he wants to nestle into the heart of these reds. Well, there may be a possible pot left on for Kyren. Not easy by any means, but he doesn't turn down much. And he's eyeing this up, this red to the left middle. So, Jack Jones will be a bit relieved that he escaped that tricky situation. Now he's got a chance to get this cue ball tight to the top cushion. And he has a slight advantage now. Couldn't have played that any better.
Kyren now, once again, very interested in that top left-hand corner of the table. If he can get that cue ball somewhere near the yellow pocket, the reds to the right middle pocket are blocked by yellow and brown. The red over the left middle will be potable, unless he plays off that one. And he'd be dying to get this cue ball tight on the cushion. No, he's played that really well.
Yeah, a little tap on the tail from Jack, but he's eyeing up this red 2 away on the right hand side, 2 away from the cushion. He can pot this.
Get off, please.
He can pot this. It's not easy, but it's easier than the safety. Drops it in, he'll be on the blue. Oh, close. Surprised he played it as pacey as that. Had I played it in such a way, I'd have left the cue ball near the side cushion and not leave your opponent an easier pot because he's not on the side cushion.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. Played it a bit too aggressively, maybe. And now if Kyren Wilson can stick this mid-distance red in, all the reds he needs are in the open. And there you see that incredibly straight, piston-like cue action. Of course, we were talking about how Jack would be feeling if he could win this mini-session 3-1 and reduce his arrears. That all disappears if Kyren wins this frame, because all of Jack's hard work in frames 1 and 2 tonight, they mean nothing if Kyren can win this one.
7.
As you said, all the reds are in the open. Didn't have to remove any difficult reds. Looks to have a nice angle on the brown.
$11. $12.
Oh, that's poor.
Well, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, shall we, Sean? He's asking for the cue ball to be clean, but he's certainly not on the pink as he would have liked.
Yeah, you might be right. Well, you could see there clearly, actually, the red did lift off the bed of the table. My apologies. But it spoilt things a little bit. Can only drop the pink in. And now from nowhere, from being in prime position, that heavy contact has forced him into this very missable red. Cueing obstructed
18.
by the brown. Jack Jones very interested from his chair now. Biggest moment in the session so far, this. Well, in fact, the cueing's so awkward by the brown, he's playing a different red. This is very, very missable.
Kyren
Maybe
Wilson,
a bit
18.
of experience there, Kyren Wilson. The red that was furthest left of the table was the easier pot, but that one had a bit of safety in mind. If I miss it, I don't leave the game on. Bit of experience shown at the right time.
Not much that Jack can do in this situation, tight under the side cushion. The one thing he's got to do, it's hard to see that he won't leave some kind of pot on, but just make it as difficult as possible. Or has he found a path back to balk? Red just below the pink. Played it nicely. But you still feel that Kyren in control of this vital safety exchange.
The obvious shot here is to run the cue ball off the side cushion in behind the green. He might have to hit this red into that red on the side cushion or very close to it. Yeah, it was so difficult, the angle. He was forced to stun the red into the cushion and sacrifice the green, but he's got a great cue ball. Piling the pressure on Jack Jones here.
Well, you sort of look at situations like this and you see if there's an easy safety. And if you're going to cope with a difficult situation, should you try and pot your way out of trouble? The reason I say that, I think you can get past the yellow. There's a straight red to the left corner.
Now, he's got a shot here. He can run just full ball into the red by the middle pocket, dump that past the middle gently, leave the cue ball where that red is. He doesn't need to do this. Don't think he's seen it. Oh, what a shot that is. Absolutely shot of the match so far from Jack Jones.
How many times do we see it? You put a snooker player in a corner and the only way out they feel is to pot the way out of trouble. And as I said before, the one thing that all snooker players have got in common, they can pot balls. So, big chance now.
Well, he's sat there thinking, hang on a minute, I played a great safety shot, but he's done that to people so many times throughout his own career. He'll respect that shot. He'll be wanting Jack to miss every single ball he plays, but he'll respect the courage and the skill that it took to pot that long red. And he'll think, well, fair play. If Jack wins this frame from here, he deserves it.
9.
Struggle the red in, but nicely on this blue. Just seems that a lot of these reds are covering one. Those two reds to the right of the pink. The reason I mentioned that, I wonder whether one is available to the left middle. The reason I'm saying that, he could run off the side cushion, play for one of them, and still have the red to the left of the black. He's decided to go in, trusting a bit of luck, and it's worked out perfectly. Well, it did, until
14.
that red has put the black out of commission. But he can win the frame without the black, so no need to get too concerned about that.
$15.
Little anxious look on the face of Jack Jones as he came round the table there. He's just on this pink, and he's got a nice angle to screw into that little cluster of 3, open them up, and he'll automatically be on the loose red. Would have liked a slightly thicker contact on this red nearest the pink there. Wanted to run into that full ball and hold the cue ball there, but
21.
he's still...
Yeah, those 3 reds are now, you think, 2 of them at least available into the same pocket as this red, so imperative he gets a good angle here on the colour.
22.
And he's perfect on the blue. Inch perfect.
$27. $28.
He took a risk. Did he have to? Well, you know, when you're down at the table, it's your choice. So 23 points to the lead. Still 67 remaining. Can't see him playing the pot on the blue here. For me, I'll try and get him behind that green.
Blue ball.
I know it's a temptation to put the blue safe, but snooker behind the green would be my choice. And it was Jack's, but he just
Jones,
didn't get the
28.
right line. Yeah, good shot, but when you play a shot like that, you're never certain where the reds are going to finish up. He's left a pot on. But the way the reds are, and they're not a safe colour on the table, Jack Jones knows if he goes for it, he's got to get it. Now he's hoping for a bit of luck. He's not got away with it. He tried to edge his bets by getting the cue ball back up to the balk end. And of course, when a ball's missed and it rattles in the jaws, it always looks as though you've hit it too hard. Anyway, here's a chance for Kyren. Doesn't want to be too straight on the screen. An opportunity here to go to the mid-session interval with the same lead that he had when he came out tonight. It's not perfect on this green. He's going to have to play this with a lot of power.
These are the frames though, aren't they, John? The ones that you're not supposed to win, and you clear up and steal them. We've seen greats over the years make a career out of doing this. John Higgins springs to mind. How many frames did he win that he shouldn't have done? And they hurt so much, sat in your chair. Jack knows he should have had this frame in the bag by now. That careless positional shot when he was at the table. If Kyren Wilson can clear up here, those first couple of frames in the evening will have been for nothing.
Yeah, but he's got to look at the greater picture. This was the one just needed a little bit, well, just a thinner contact on that second red would have left him perfect on the pink and the frame at his mercy.
Play for the red behind the black here now. What's the hardest one on the table? He's perfect on this black to get to it. Oh, but doesn't want to be too close to it. And that's okay for a moment. I thought he was going to finish touching ball. But good thinking. Play for the hardest red first. And then the clearance should be ABC.
12. $30.
The only place I can see this going wrong is the last red. Going up for the yellow, it's slightly off its spot.
90.
Blue's in an awkward position. I wonder whether he'll play for that blue off the last red.
Cheers. 20.
So there's black to go 4 points in front. Not perfect on this black. He's trying to pinch a bit. Oh, but didn't he cue that well? Got through that beautifully. Excellent shot. And you would think he'd definitely go for a balk colour. That's the longest frame of the match so far. It's been played at a pretty good pace.
28.
So, well, he's got a choice, green or blue. Blue's the choice. Right in the heart of the pocket. Quick glance at the scoreboard. 10 points the lead.
33.
Yellow, green, brown took a 19 points in front with just 18 remaining.
35. $38.
Glance at the scoreboard. Convincing. Still have a chance to win this session. Evening, and that he could.
Evening. It is as you were. 6-frame gap still between these two men. 5 this evening, and it's hello once more to Sean Murphy and John Virgo.
Yeah, thank you, Hayes. Yeah, wasn't it good to look back on some of those highlights? Anyway, 5 massive
Settle
frames
down now, please.
in the
Frame 13. Jack
burgeoning
Jones to break.
snooker career now of Jack Jones. As I said before the interval, Sean, he's still got a chance to win this session.
He has, absolutely. And that's the belief he needs to hold on to. Never give up in this game until he shake hands at the end. It's not over. Keep fighting, keep pushing on, because you just don't know what those crucible nerves will do to your opponent.
Well, that red running loose could have quite easily left an easy pot at it. Looks as though he's left nothing, so it's. Don't see the value in playing the pot on the red, so trying to get this cue ball in behind the brown. Don't know whether Kyren's got, well, maybe a 1 cushion to nestle into that cluster just below the pink, but he's got to get a good line here. Could easily leave a pot on if he doesn't. Hit the reds, but he's left pots on. And if he can get through to the one to the left of the black, looks a natural to pot the red and bring the black into play. Just got to drop it in and develop the black for the opposite corner.
Could have done with having a bit more angle than he's got. He's got enough to screw out for that red next to the black spot. But we've seen enough of these missed throughout this event to know these need respect.
Ooh, well, I assume, and what a wonderful shot that was, by the way. I thought he was playing for the red.
8.
Into the same pocket as the black, but as you can see, once the black's respotted, that red is not available. That's why I had to play it with so much power. Needs to slow up. He's
9.
busy on the pink. Can he get through to the potting angle? I think, well, can he? It's tight. I think he thinks he can. Not ideal. It's tricky. Good shot. Now, does this red to the left of the blue go to the right corner? If it does, he's perfect. It
15.
does.
Sixteen.
Doesn't really have the angle to smash into the reds here. Wouldn't be any value doing that. So imperative that he gets a good angle this time on the blue to crash that cue ball into that pack of reds, take a chance.
21.
And the way it's set, one of those reds might come out and move the red away from the black. But needed a better angle on the blue
22.
than that. Had acres of room to be top side of the blue. That's a bad one.
Yeah. You'd rather have been on the yellow than short on the blue. Well, he's had a look to see if he can get on that red to the right of the black. This is a tough shot. Got to avoid the brown. Did do. He's going to run too far. But he's got the chance now to play a telling
28.
safety.
Jack Jones, 28.
Well, it begs the question, though, doesn't it? If he's gone round the house and played for that red by the black, sorry, why didn't he play for it 6 shots ago? Strange little sequence of play, that. Here you see the stats for the current session. So that's these frames tonight. Pot success, not much in it, 89 against 90. That's been shown in the breaks they've made. Long pot success this session, 0% for Kyren Wilson. When have you ever seen that? This red's running loose, needs cover. It's going to leave this red over the corner pocket. Safety success. Jack Jones dominating the safety play. He's had chances in every frame tonight. Could have won all 4. And that long red just wriggled in.
What? And amazingly enough, because he hits it too full, the cue ball checked off the top cushion. And he's perfect on the blue. Once again, having a look at that red just to the right of the black. If it goes, you've got to play for it. Get the black into play. He's a very precise positional shot, though. And it definitely looks as though it goes. Played a trace aside to finish low on it. He's perfect. He's absolutely
6.
perfect. And with the black in play, what a chance.
Seven. $14.
Not one of his best, that. Had a lot of room above this red to be high on it to get back for the black. It's running into trouble now. It's very straight on this red to right middle. It's just these little mistakes that can be the difference. Think of the great break builders. They're always the right side of the next ball. He's rescued the situation,
50.
but it's a problem he shouldn't have had to solve. Just need to make these breaks as simple as you possibly can. Perfect on the blue here to stun down for choice of red. It's got the one nearest the pocket to play for. Nicely played as well, screwing onto the cushion so he could get through that. Could have hit that as hard as he wanted, really. That couldn't go wrong. Now he's back in prime
21.
position.
Short. Just a bit short.
28.
And then playing the run through, he's got to judge the kiss off the second red.
29.
He didn't. He didn't. Well, he's eyeing the black up. You can see how thin it is. Just make certain that the pot will be thinking. No, no. It was always hitting
Jack
that
Jones,
near jaw.
29.
And as we've seen all tournament, you catch that near jaw, they're not going to drop.
Yeah, he's missed the black there. It wasn't really that shot that was the bad shot. The one before it and the one before that. Cue ball control there let him down badly.
So Kyren came to the table 57 points behind. And there was a possible 75 remaining, so plenty of points to play with. That's not the ideal start, though. And Jack, as all snooker players have to do at times, sit there and suffer and mull over that mistake. But as I say, it's not straightforward, this. But he's played it well.
8. Nine.
Massive moments now in the context of this session and the match. I feel like
16.
if Kyren breaks into a 7-frame lead, it'd be so difficult to overhaul. But he's underhit
17.
that. That's gone wrong. Again, like Jack before him, had a whole table to get that cue ball in. To finish the wrong side was really poor. Now he's having to fire the cue ball round. Big bounce off the side cushion, and this is absolutely perfect, is it? No, it's not. He's
22.
going to run on. We know how good he is with the rest. He's going to need a good shot here.
Kyren
It
Wilson,
wasn't a
22.
straightforward pot. There was work to be done. Now he's covered the red over the corner with the blue. But you'd like to think, with that red right in the jaws of the pocket, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to play one red onto the other. He's looking at coming cushion first, but surely, if he knocks one red onto the red near the corner, any contact, it's got to drop. So imagine you're playing the pot on this red, the other one must go in, surely. Surely! Both of them! That's a bonus! He won't mind that! Quick glance at the scoreboard. He's at snooker's required with that bonus red.
Quietly, please. Seven.
Well, that couldn't have worked out any better, could it? And now, from having had the chance to steal this frame and inflict a lot of pain on his opponent, Kyren Wilson will be stewing. He may well be 6 frames ahead, about to go 5, but he will be annoyed that he's let that chance go. This was the misread with the rest. It was all but in, and it
15.
stayed over the pocket. It was the red before that was the bad shot, leaving it wrong side of the blue. We see it so
17.
many times. And it's cost him.
Yeah, one of the few times in this match that Jack Jones has made an error and left a score in and winning frame, winning opportunity to Kyren, and he's not been able to take it. So that he'll get hard from that. So Kyren, as you say, Sean, will be disappointed. Jack Jones, though, frame, he may have thought he'd lost at one stage, but he's back to 5 behind.
He is indeed, and looking through the history books, there's only, what's it telling us at this point? That the two of them just starting to post a couple of mistakes out there.
Yeah, if it keeps going like this, Kyren wins it. As I say, Jack's got to find some way of, winning, reeling off more than just 1 or 2 frames at a time. A real procession of frames he needs to get back into this.
Okay, back we go.
Much better break off from Kyren Wilson this time, sending that opposing red on and off the side cushion into a non-potable position.
Needs cover badly, needs cover. And I don't think he's got it. Bit careless that, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's a good safety player, Jack. He's shown that throughout the tournament, but he should have been aware that red was going towards the corner. It's very straight. And if the black isn't available, quite a bit to do with the cue ball. I presume the black is available. And it is.
We'd love to have the angle here on this red, to pop this red and run through and stun that red out of the way next to the black. Looks pretty good to me. He's looking at where the pink's going to go if he pots the pink, so he's considering not playing it. I mean, it looks like the shot.
Yeah, I must admit, Sean, I agree with you. Just play the run through and nudge that red away from the black. Sometimes you can deem it a little bit too risky, but from where we were looking, he looks to have dropped ideal on it. But he thought it was risky. Playing on the pink was easy enough.
Well, it was actually very interesting because whilst he was making his decision, he went and stood behind the brown and looked down the line of the colours. That's where the pink's going to be replaced, in behind the cluster. And he was trying to assess, as when he gets on the blue in a few shots' time, when he plays the split, will the pink knock that red away from the black? If he gets the cannon right, he's looked at it again there. But it's all about getting the correct angle, as John Parrott was saying in studio, on the blue. Must get topside.
15.
Tap.
16.
Well, I don't know whether the intention was to be on the blue. Well, he's not perfect on this. But he can play for the loose red and have another go at getting that good angle on the blue that Sean was talking about. Needs to run. Needs to run. Wrong side of this red. He'll do well now to
20.
get the perfect angle on the blue. And with pink and black tied up, he needed a better angle than this.
That is an absolutely incredible shot. Sometimes gets criticised for his cue ball control, but this was exemplary. Stun round the 3 cushions, left-hand side. It accelerates off the back cushion and perfect on the blue. Now watch the pink. Will it move the red? Oh, it nearly did, but he's okay. It's worked out fine. He had more than one eye on that pink
26.
moving that red away from the black, but it doesn't matter. Just needs to work out the correct order to take these reds now, because when he does pop the pink, if he does, it'll get respotted and then it'll be tied up again on its own spot. So just needs to take them in the correct route here.
27.
Again, that one's slightly overhit, meant to be able to pop this pink and on and off the side cushion, his top side of the pink, so he keeps potting the balls, but his cue ball control's just starting to unravel a touch. It's not going to cost him here because it's so simple to fix, but just needs to tighten that up slightly.
Now, what's the availability of the pink? Now it's respotted. Well, it might
33.
go to the right middle. Does it go to the left corner? That's the question. Obviously it does. And because it does,
34.
what a chance this is now. Clearly goes.
$40. $41. $46. $47.
That's not as planned. Definitely 47 points the lead. The fact that he can play the pink into left middle or far left corner tells you he's not right. He wanted to be on this pink straight to the left middle. It's not straightforward now.
Wonderful shot he's played there. In and out of the ball
53.
carrier. That was anything but straightforward. Choice of reds here to bottom left, and he's back in prime position.
$54.
Didn't have to worry about the cue ball. This was all about pace. Didn't need any side spin. Plain ball, 2 cushions, and back down for choice of reds. But played it perfectly. And now it looks set fair to reopen a 7-frame advantage. 6 frames, sorry, not 7.
60. $61.
So, just this pink. And one more red now. He's 67 points in front.
67.
There are 67 remaining. Yeah.
Okay. 68.
Well, it was a poor safety shot from Jack that let Kyren in for this
74.
break.
75.
I think what we are seeing, Sean, though, is the scoring power of the two players. And
81.
at the moment, it's Kyren who you feel can win frames in one visit. Jack needs to start doing that.
82.
Kyren, yeah, has made 3 centuries already. He'll need some excellent shots to make 4. There's one of them, and this red's onto the left middle. What a shot he's played there. He does put some balls.
87.
Low on the black. That'll lead him to the next red.
88.
Stun that next red over the left middle pocket. It didn't look likely a minute ago, but we're going to get that 4th century, JV.
Yeah, that was a lovely cannon he played there.
96.
Fourth century of the final. Wonderful play from Kyren Wilson.
102. $104. 107.
But isn't it a funny old game, snooker? This is his 3rd century, or his 2nd century this evening. And it's, on this evening's play, 3-all. So,
111.
it just shows you every frame can be different. But Jack Jones knows that he's got to raise his game. It's as simple as that. He's been getting chances, but it's Kyren who's been
116.
scoring the heavier, and at the end of the day is what you need to do. You can't get chances because you might not get a second one. Another wonderful shot with the rest. An easy black to play here for Kyren. It's an easy black, is it? Oh, he's over cut it.
122 on the frame, Kyren Wilson.
Another wonderful break. That red that he played in the middle and got a good angle on the blue was absolutely magnificent. So he's back in the ascendancy with that 6 frame advantage. 10-4.
Right, just put under this intense pressure.
But guys, this is peak Kyren Wilson. He'd made 4 centuries in the entire championship before he got into this match. Now he's made another 4 here. He's making it count when it really counts.
Yeah, he's producing some good stuff here. And he was looking a little bit, maybe looking around the eyes, a bit tired the frame before. All of a sudden, he's put that one to bed. And that was a brilliant, brilliant break, the last frame.
Well, we've got 3 more frames in this evening's session. If Wilson wins them all,
Thank you, frame
he might be
15.
thinking
All right, thank you
early
now.
days tomorrow, potentially.
Jack Jones to break.
Red going up to the other half of the table with a cue ball. Well, it's going to be covered by the green, but he's left this red to the right corner. Just seems impossible now to play a break-off shot and not leave some kind of pot on. So, and he's 4 out of 7 to this corner. But that's why it's imperative. If he was tight to the cushion here, he wouldn't be playing this. But he can manoeuvre the cue ball. Well, decided to drop on the black. Surprised me a little bit.
It's a shot of a very confident man, isn't it? I'm sure he knew this red goes to the left middle. I think he was playing to go past the black and clip the one next door to it. Of course, you're 10-4 up in the World Championship final. If you can't be confident now, when can you become confident?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the shot of a man who's 10-4 in front. Well, this red goes. Oh, wow. He'll be disappointed at that. Well, I know they're tricky, these middle pockets, but he didn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Just drop it in. It's bound to be on the pink. Half a chance. Missed.
One.
Yeah, you can see the frustration starting to set into Jack Jones now. The pink doesn't go. I'm not sure whether he can get past this red for the blue. It's tight.
Yeah, I think he can. The body language told me he can get through to it. Clearly.
Six.
A little bit surprised he just decided to drop it in. Is it a little bit to do with the cue ball now? Thinner on this red, I'm sure, than he would have liked.
Seven.
Not bad. Not perfect.
Twelve. Thirteen.
Well, not for the first time. The pink spot looks to be occupied, so Kyren just assessing where it's going to go, and will that red that's separated from the pack still be available when the pink's behind that line of reds? He's left the angle here on this red through the gap. If he wants it, he could splash the reds everywhere. Or he can play the slightly thinner one, though. He's reached for the rest. And it's up to him now when he plays this shot. Does he play with topspin, take a chance on pink or black, or screw out of there for blue or baulk colour? But he doesn't like cue power with the rest. These reds are going to go everywhere.
$90.
Well, in the end, he's skimmed off them. I'm sure he was trying to split them. He got maximum backspin on. It just clipped off that top red and has gone past the yellow. And he's on this brown. Might be able to run it through for the red above the black, but these are always missable. He doesn't look in a missing mood now as that cue ball just ran in behind the red. The look on his face tells me it has. If it has, it's end of break.
Yeah, as you can see, nothing to go at.
Kyren Wilson, 24.
So, Kyren broke down at 24. Good safety, good cue ball. Jack Jones has got to win this safety battle now. Can't let Kyren pot the next red. It's a good line. What about the length? It's a great line. And it's a very good length. Good shot.
Decent return from Kyren Wilson, but he knew he was always going to leave choice of reds here above the black. Needs that cue ball in behind the green. Needs it in behind the green, and it is. Second prize. He held his hand up there to apologise. Don't think he meant it.
Now, whenever you, well, first of all, he played the pot, but if you're not going to get the pot, you're trying to get that cue ball tight to the baulk cushion. Caught the red too thin, had that extra bit of pace, but fortunately for Jack, it's crept up behind the green.
Oh, help. Sound like Maguire ever said that.
Well, not often we see Kyren do an exchange with the audience. He's in a comfortable position, of course, 6 frames in front. He's crying for help. His opponent needs some as well, but anyway, it's difficult, this. I can't see a red you could nestle on and not leave a pot. So somebody shouted out, "It and hope." That could be the order of the day.
How much of the cushion I can see it? Through there, yeah.
He's having a look at that kind of angle. I'm not sure it's on, especially with a new cloth, as it was recovered overnight. That third leg might slip a bit wider of the black. Nearly 2 minutes thinking about this. He may well be resting on the red by the black, coming twice across the table. Now there you see the cushion slide there. Went a bit too wide, hit the black, has it? Yeah.
Foul. And a
That
miss.
won't be getting
Jack
replaced.
Jones,
So
7.
what's Jack Jones got left in the tank? 3 frames to go this evening. All is not lost yet.
One.
No, he doesn't want to be straight on this black. If he is, that's a little careless. Just got a little bit of room for manoeuvre. Not a lot. Not great.
8.
Play for the red just above the black. He's now playing for the red to the left middle.
Nine.
Nicely played, and just got the correct angle on the blue. Just got to keep tight control of this cue ball. It takes the pressure of every pot if you have a nice angle to play for the next ball.
$14. 15.
The reason he played that, he didn't want to be hampered by pink or the red near the left-hand side cushion. That was a good shot. Nothing hampering him here. Once again, he's just
22.
under-hitting these, whether it's a little bit of tension in the arm. No great problem, but straight on this, he could have played for the black comfortably. Oh, what found a gap? There was a
23.
gap. And he played it beautifully. And that one, he struck really well. Back in perfect position. Big chance this.
30.
Kyren was in first. Didn't make the most of this opportunity, so this is one of those frames that you need to punish your opponent for his mistake.
31.
Well, I've looked at his face, he must have come straight on this black. And you can't keep coming straight on these balls. You've got to leave yourself an angle. Just restricts your positional play. So a little bit of recovery. Black shouldn't be a problem. Position on the red. Can he recover? It's okay. He's got this red to the right middle.
38.
Doesn't have to play any cannons. All the balls he needs are in the middle of the table. Nice one.
39.
Oh no, I thought he was back in perfect position.
Jack Jones, 39.
And he's missed the black.
One.
Well, to some degree, the scoreline may well have already broke the back of this match. That miss black may well have broke Jack's spirit.
He's on nothing.
8.
He's on nothing. Can you believe it?
It's just composure, isn't it? It's just composure. Sensing how big a moment this is, he can see his opponent on the ropes. Kyren trying desperately to put him away here. And that desperation to capitalise on this moment. He just lost his composure.
Here you go. I mean, to be fair to him, I mean, you think, well, what's the chances? But anything can happen on a snooker table, and it was a great chance, and it's gone now.
Kyren Wilson, 8.
Okay, he took his time playing the safety. I think he was counting to 10, but he's left a pot on here. The middle one of those 3 reds in the middle of the table goes to the right corner. It's a ball that's well within Jack's range. And it's there. Needs to stop short the ball line or run a bit further for the yellow in the middle. He's got the yellow in the middle. Good pot. Now, what sort of an angle has he got on the yellow? Just enough angle. Couldn't get closer to these reds. Massive frame this now.
3.
17 points the lead. Good shot. Needs these 2 remaining reds after the black. But the one on the cushion, he won't need a colour with it. As I say, the one near the cushion, he won't need a colour with it. I mean, you'd think you'd like to leave yourself an angle on the black to maybe nudge the red away from the cushion. This red and black would put him 33 points in front with 35 remaining.
Well.
Once again, a bit more angle would have been better. I think he's got enough angle he can stun behind the red. Yes, 2 strays again. So, going to give himself a chance of this. Closer. I fancy him to knock it in. Doesn't have to
19.
play with a lot of pace. In fact, stun it in gently, rattle the jaws. He might even get covered with the pink. But this red for the frame. Rolled it, dead weight, got it!
20.
Well, he's looking at the black. Doesn't have to play the black. He could play the snooker behind the pink. 34 points to lead, 27 remaining. Correct shot.
Jeff Jones, 20.
And that was punishing Kyren Wilson for not making the best of his opportunity. Just what the doctor ordered for Jack Jones. I'm certain that Kyren will stay in his chair. He will concede.
Jeff Jones, 2.
Nod of the head for a concession, is it? It is, reluctantly. Well, what a frame. Jack Jones slumped in his seat. Eyes closed. We feared the worst. Kyren.
Ball in hells.
Amazing. Just shows you what the drama that
Thank
this
you, the
little
16th
melting
frame.
pot
Kyren
can
Wilson.
produce. The Crucible Theatre. There's only 5 in it now.
The red, the pot to the right corner left on, but a decent cue ball. But not decent enough. Wonderful opening red from Jack Jones. Perfect.
4.
Now, this is an important shot he's got here. I'm not certain whether the black will go back on its own spot. Those 2 reds above it. Get a nice angle on the black. Get those 2 reds out of the way. Make the black available into both corners.
5.
He must be happy with where the black's going to go when it's respotted. Kyren, well, losing that last frame will be a bit of a blow to him, believe me.
Twelve.
He's just gone a fraction too low on the black. They're perfect to screw into with the red that's separated and the one by the black, but he might be a bit too low to play that shot now. Well, he's tried to play it and it's worked out absolutely perfectly. And you can see there's a physical change
20.
in Jack Jones. He's moving around the table like he's 10-5 in front. That last frame has given him so much belief. If he could win this
21.
frame and the next and somehow finish the evening just 3 behind at 10-7, he'd feel like he's back in the game.
On this red to the
28.
left middle. May have to play for the black. He can't get a good angle on the blue. All about line and length. The line's good.
29.
It's perfect. Yeah, that was a good shot. Went up the left-hand side of the table, gave himself 2 or 3 reds
36.
that he could have been on. If he's going back for the blue, remember, need a good angle on it. Don't want to be short. Don't want to be
37.
short. Oh, and he is. So he's going to have to leave himself a testy mid-range red now, which he could have done without.
$42.
So well done, applauded on by his family up in the balcony. Quite a big margin of error just to drop through there for the red in between those 5 that are in the middle of the table. He's found that gap perfectly.
48.
Yeah, couldn't have played that any better. Removing this red in turn makes getting to the other 4 slightly easier. Questioning himself there on the shot, so doing the right thing, get back up, start again. Massive, massive moments
29.
these in this session, and possibly the match. Having trailed by 7 during this afternoon's session, to come out on day 1 just trailing by 3 would be incredible.
He was up quick off the shot, but
56.
he's okay. Obviously straighter on this red would have made it unmissable, but it's well doable and nothing to do with the cue ball to get on the black.
57.
And he's landed a nice angle on the black. Now this red will put him 64 points in front. Another red and a black would get him to snooker's required.
64.
And just looking at the
65.
scoreboard, a red and a blue will as well. This blue will put him 70 points in front with just 67 remaining. Wonderful stuff, this. Now then, Jack.
70.
He'd love to top it off with a century. Just to put down a little marker to Kyren
71.
saying, you make a mistake, then I can punish you and score as heavy as you. An important visit now, this. And remember, Kyren just broke off. It was the bottom line, and this is the red that started it all.
78.
Wonderful opening red. And apart from one
79.
maybe loose shot on the blue, he's never looked in trouble. He's taken these really well. So 2 reds, 2 blacks for the
84.
ton. Oh, Jack, why have you played for the
85.
blue? Now he needs the awkward red on the side cushion.
90.
No. Well, never mind, no century. And what a response from Jack Jones. Kyren Wilson leaving the arena. That was top draw. He's got within 4, 1 to play.
What sense that the crowd beginning to sense a little bit of special play from this man now. I think they're just enjoying the contest here because they've supported this young Welshman throughout the last few hours, Sean.
Yeah, and he's given them a little bit of what they want. I mean, they want to see a good final. They want to see a comeback. I have to say, he's been absolutely fabulous character all day. And it goes without saying that this last frame is an absolute monster.
How much of this is relief that we're seeing coming out of him at the moment, that he is still back in this?
Yeah, I think so. Look, when you're 70, you start to think of, you know, session early defeats and things like that, and an embarrassment of being in your first world final. He said in the interview he's a fan. He'd watch it at home as the world finals and everything. So his first one, the embarrassment if he got a real hammer in would have been terrible. He would have been thinking about that this afternoon. But now he's just dragged himself back into this final. And even if he loses this frame, he's still in it tomorrow if he has a good third session. But 7 frames would be incredible.
What's more impressive, the last frame was the great authority. We showed that shot that he potted to get on the blue. There was great authority in the cue action. Generally, you see people decelerating or they're hitting across the ball. I mean, he hit that with great authority, that. So he's banging there. He's still finding it from somewhere.
Yeah, he is. And the guy's been very fatigued. He was the later of the semi-finals to finish. And as you said, he was doing his media commitment last night. But he doesn't look so jaded now, does he?
And I tell you what, it tells you how important the frame is. How long's Kyren staying out there?
Yes.
That shows you how important this frame is.
Yeah.
He knows it. He'll be, even if he's 10-7 up, you'd maybe take at the start. 10-7. He's not going to be happy with that, Kyren. That'll feel like almost a defeat in a way.
Exactly. So tell us how the pressure has suddenly come back onto his shoulders now.
Yeah, well,
what a reversal.
But yes, absolutely, because most of the session he's been keeping him at arm's length. He's had that 6-frame lead. Every time Jack won a frame, he did the same thing. And he's been nursing the lead home. All of a sudden, that's not happened. And I have to say, one of the shots changed the game there. A couple of frames ago, he played a safety shot and he got lucky. He got behind the green when he was playing for the baulk cushion. And since then, that almost gave him a kick, and he's found a bit of form from somewhere.
Yeah. Interesting how long Kyren's out. Very interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
is he trying to break his rhythm? Break his, have I seen him win a couple of frames of big breaks? Has he?
Well, that's his dad on the right-hand side with the glasses. That's Colin. He's been his right-hand man, follows him everywhere. His mum, Debbie, cannot watch. She never goes to these events to watch him. Too nervous.
Oh.
And his siblings, he's got 9 of those, don't come to see him either.
I know where she's coming from. You can't watch your kids at school, can you, when they're honest? So I know exactly what she's coming from there.
OK, to use John Parrott's parlance, monster last frame of this session.
That cue ball needs to run. Well short. So first chance. And as JP said, this monster frame falls to Kyren. And he doesn't miss the red. And that little flick on the second red has held the cue ball in the middle of the table.
Four. Five.
Could play for the red to the right of the pink here, but should be playing for the red directly above the black. Bags of room to get on it. Well, of course, it's completely up to Kyren. He felt more comfortable playing that way.
10. $11. $18. $19.
Well, I'm sure Kyren intended to be lower on this black so he could split the reds and screw back for the red next to the black. Can't do that now. The problem with taking these loose reds is by the time you do split the reds, you've no insurance reds to finish on.
26. $27.
Now he needs to play a Very accurate positional shot here to get the correct angle on the red that's just separated from the bunch. And now it's up to him. Do you play this with topspin, plough through the reds, hope to be on pink or black, or do you screw out
34.
and take a chance? He's playing it with backspin. Cue ball. Oh, it just caught the bump. Has he still got
35.
position on the green to the left middle? He has, but watch this. This was fractions from going in the pocket. Just catches that bump, but he's still on this green. No, it's near jaw, so Jack Jones, he's going to get a chance
Kyren Wilson,
to take the last frame of the session. This is the biggest frame he's ever played.
Yeah, Kyren, you could say he was fortunate to have a shot at the green, but didn't he get down to play that tricky green quickly? It's all about this first shot, you feel. Get good position off this red, and it'll set you up nicely. Get good position off this red, and he's nicely on the brown. So the first step was a good one. I mean, I know we've got 2 sessions tomorrow, Sean, but this feels like a very big moment in the match.
Doesn't it just? Big words that I just mentioned, but I think I'm right. This is the biggest contribution Jack's ever had to make. If he could get out of this arena just trailing by 3, it would feel like he was at least level. Such is the psychology of snooker players.
6.
Meanwhile, Kyren, having let a 7-frame advantage slip to just 3, would feel like he'd missed the boat. He'd have taken it a week ago, but having had it and lost it, that would be a bitter pill to swallow.
He's landed perfect on this red, just above the black.
11.
Doesn't have to play any cannons. As he pots one red, it will release a path to a pocket for another. Played that nicely.
Quick look at the scoreboard tells us if he takes
19.
those 5 reds in open play, that's 40, which will put him on 59, 24 ahead with 1 red left on the side cushion, so he will need it, and a colour.
Yep, he needs these remaining reds with colours to get to snookers required.
$20.
And now in potting this red, those are the 2 reds. And in a way, the pink going up on the
26.
green spot, probably to his advantage.
27.
Just 1 less ball that can interfere with his position on these reds. Needs to run. Don't think he's run far enough to play for the black.
34.
So he'll have to go up for the blue, and we know that problem. Got to get the right side of the blue. Imperative. Imperative he gets the right side of the blue.
35.
And he's short.
It's incredible how many times he's been short. It shouldn't create too much of a problem here. This red just from mid-distance is well within his wheelhouse, but it's incredible how many times he's got that wrong tonight.
but it'd have been so much easier
40.
if it had been closer. But he's put it away.
41.
Slightly lost a cue ball. Slightly lost a cue ball. You play for the red in the middle of the table, obviously. Good shots, good shots.
$48.
And he just wants to be just past straight on the black if he plays for it. Run through. Just past straight would lead him the angle to just stun in behind that red. Oh, that red used all the pocket,
49.
but that looks perfect on the black to me.
This black to go 21 points in front. Another red, another black to go 29 points in front with 27 remaining. It's okay. You would feel he needed an angle on this red just to get the cue ball away from the cushion, but the less pace you play these shots, the easier the pot becomes.
Oh, what do you do here, John? Do you pop this and drop it in, guarantee the pot and make frame winning ball hard, or screw back for the blue?
Cue it nicely, that's what I suggest. That's what he's done. Now I know he's left himself for pressure black, but black is all he needs. Couldn't sacrifice missing that pot. He's give himself a chance. And it's there! It's there! And you could see, he thought for a moment he might have missed it. Pressure ball,
64.
left it. And now, if he can knock this yellow in, what a remarkable turnaround in this World Championship final. It's not there. It's not there.
Jack Jones, 64.
So he goes back to his seat. Tremendous break there, under the utmost pressure. 29 points the difference, 27 remaining. Kyren Wilson needs one snooker. We said it was a big frame. It is now. No snooker there. So Jack, here's another chance to put this frame to bed. That yellow was so close. Oh, it nearly dropped. He'd love this one too. Gives Kyren another chance to try and lay that snooker. Tense moments to finish this second session. Looks good, looks good, looks very good. Excellent.
Jack Jones give now to go back 2 minutes when he had that yellow off its spot from distance, it has to be said. If he could have just found one more pot, he'd have been bouncing out of this arena by now, had having shook hands. This is incredibly difficult to hit.
Yeah, they're always difficult when the first cushion you're going to hit comes quickly. Hard to judge how it's going to come off. He's looking at coming off the top cushion. The thing is, you've got to be wary of. Now, in this situation, no miss can be called. If he misses the yellow, don't leave a pot on for your opponent. It's all in the rules. He'll try and hit it, obviously, but if you don't hit it, don't leave it.
I've just got this line here because if he misses it, which he hasn't, great shot, great shot.
What a hit that was! Wonderful! I couldn't tell you how difficult that was, just to avoid the middle pocket. That's as good as any shot we've seen this evening.
He's got a chance though, hasn't he, if he wants to stun off the left-hand side of the yellow, bags the left-hand side, round in behind the green again if he wants it. Well, he was trying to skim off the yellow super thin and in behind the green. Jack's got a chance here to snooker himself, so in behind the yellow, leave the cue ball there, send the yellow down the table. It's the old saying, when your opponent needs a snooker, snooker them.
Well, that's the view you'd get from the bleachers, I suppose we'd call them in the Crucible. Anyway, chance for Jack to lay a snooker here. A bit careless to get the double kiss. It's just that if you leave the cue ball near the object ball, more chance of your opponent laying that snooker he needs. Well, Kyren just made certain he got the snooker. I don't think it's the most difficult this to be hit. Ooh, it's a big swerve, this. It's a big swerve, that. Shot selection, so important sometimes in these high pressure situations. That looked a big, big swerve to me. And he had a one cushion escape. Kyren Wilson, bottom line, can now win this frame. And it makes it even more important. Dropped in, the bump on the middle pocket would help, and he's got it.
Two.
Not straightforward this though. The blue's in the way if you play this playing ball. Team Wilson looking on. Doesn't have the angle to stun it round the house. Blue's in the way if you play this playing ball. Needs to play this with side to get out. He's played it well. Five. And as much as this would have hurt Kyren to lose this frame, it's going to kill Jack Jones. All that hope that had just been built up, he'd almost crossed the line. To have this frame stolen, this is going to hurt.
Nine.
Well, closer to this blue would have been better. But a snooker left in these three balls, I promise you. Good solid pot,
14.
but leaving himself a long pink. And he's still got to pot the pink and judge the pace of the cue ball. I know it's a good line to come back for the black, but it's not a formality. not a form. Where's this pink ball going? Is he going to kiss the... Oh, well.
Kyren Wilson, 40.
Oh, well, he's lucky to get away with that because he missed it by the proverbial. That pink could have gone over any pocket. Lucky.
Well, he's having a look at the potting angle. This is too thin for me.
Too thin for me. Got to play safe. I know he expects to have a chance when somebody's missed a ball like that, but surely safety's the order of the day. He's gone for the pot. Wrong shot. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Oh!
Goodness me, a penny for their thoughts. Well, now the pot is the shot because it's a natural back for the black. Kyren needs both. Plain ball. He'll expect to get this. And he has got it. Now, how's the pace? It's going to be a very difficult black from the side cushion for the frame.
Kyren Wilson, 6.
High drama. Once again, a missed pot.
Settle down now, please.
Run safe. Good safety, the order of the day. Got to find that ball cushion, you would think, with this black. He's got a good line, he's got a good line. And what a beautiful length this is. And the closer it goes, the harder it will be for Kyren. Great shot!
Oh, he's had a very, very small look at the double here. Surely not.
Well, the reason you play that type of shot, what you do, you play it with enough pace, it comes off the top cushion, runs down the side cushion. What an end to a fascinating evening. Big, big difference. Needs to run, needs to run, needs to find that ball cushion. And it has!
Well, a rueful smile appeared on Kyren Wilson's face because Jack Jones did not mean to send that black anywhere near the green pocket. Very, very lucky that that black has found that cushion.
What's he playing here? Just tucking up the side cushion. That was a risky shot. He trusted the table there, didn't let him down, but he could have quite easily got the double kiss. Not put any pressure on the safety for Jack here. Play it off the side cushion to the middle of the top cushion is the obvious shot. Has he anything else in mind? Kyren coming round to see if he can get in behind this black. That's the problem when you play it near the top or baulk cushion. If you leave that gap, then the player can come in behind it and kick it up the table and the cue ball stays there. The only thing I'm always a bit wary of that, if you don't get right in behind it, you're never certain where the black's going to go.
It might go near the left middle.
It's a little bit pacey. You don't like these shots. It's possible. But the problem is when you're playing a thin cut, there's not a lot of pace in the object ball. So if you don't miss it and you get close, you're likely to leave it. Is it worth the risk? Well, that's okay. Well, I say okay, he's overcut it, and that cue ball was run loose, and it's a possible cut for Kyren. This a lot easier than the one that Jack's just played. What a frame this is.
Yeah, and I think this is similar to the one before. This is too thin for me.
The only thing I don't like about this shot, it's possible, yes. And maybe you wouldn't think about it, but the cue ball's running loose.
Don't like it. Cue ball could go anywhere.
But I think he's going to take it on. Massive shot. Well, he's okay. He's okay. I think actually the way he played that, I'm not certain he did play the pot, you know. He's probably played baulk cushion, side cushion and back to the middle of the baulk cushion, because the side he put on the cue ball was not the side you play to pot it. Once again, Kyren thinking about coming cushion first in playing this black.
Again, outside chance of it going in the right-hand middle if he plays it off the cushion. No, he's chosen something else. How's the pace? Played that shot before and he's got it correct again. Good shot.
Well, similar shot, but this time he's near the cushion, makes it a little bit more difficult. Needs lots of pace in this. It's a great line. Is it going to run? Is it going to run? It has. That won't pot. No advantage for Kyren playing that shot. So this is a chance now for Jack to play a telling safety here. Chance to play a telling safety. He thought, I'll play the double. If it doesn't go in, it'll run safe. He got so close, it stayed near the pocket. And there's a chance for Kyren Wilson now to get back a 5-frame lead. Massive frame goes to Kyren Wilson. Jack Jones will be absolutely deflated to the point of thinking, wow, did I miss it? Fist pumps from Kyren Wilson. But remember, Jack, you won the session, and if you can win one session, you can win one tomorrow, or maybe two. Kyren Wilson overnight leads the World Championship final by 11 frames to 6.
Can you feel